Well, hello everybody. It is Ronnie with Whip and Chain. Today, I want to show you how to make these adorable chicken pot holders. Now, it amazes me. This one's done in a 5 millimeter crochet hook. This one is done in a 6 millimeter crochet hook, and this is Hobby Lobby cotton yarn. This is Michael's cotton yarn. I like Hobby Lobby. I just do. I do. Anyway, but here's the two chickens. I just want to show you the major size difference in the crochet hooks. I personally would recommend to do a 6 millimeter, but some people like the smaller ones. If you have smaller hands and a little more petite. But here they are. Here's what she looks like on the front. Here's what she looks like on the back. And you can choose not to do the wing. I call it the little wings. So this is what it would look like without the wings. This is what it'll look like with the wings. And for a couple areas on the chickens, I have found that I need a 4 millimeter crochet hook. But it's really only for, look at the difference in the beaks when I did the smaller crochet hook. And then his red going down. But, so you, by all means, pick your colors that you like. And you can make your chickens any color you want. The feathers on my chickens, though, I used a color that's called, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I honestly don't. Anyway, it's sugar and cream cotton yarn. It is a thickness of 4. Okay. Oh, here it is. Psychedelic. There it is. There's the name. I guess I was trying to read another language, but that's the color. Now, the only white, I ran out of my off-whites and whites, so I do have to make a Hobby Lobby run. Hint, hint, Maggie. But I used this for my white. It's just generic white cotton yarn. But then for the red, I used the sugar and cream. I lost my label for the yellow that I used. And then you do need a touch of black for the eye. But that's what she looks like. And if you're all concerned that the back was going to look bad, I'll show you my little trick that I did to be able to sew this on tightly where it won't get in your way with grabbing things out of the oven. Okay. But before we get started, please let me stress to you, you have to use 100% cotton yarn. Now, if you're making them just for decorations, then fine. But if you have somebody over, they might not know it's for a decoration and might try to use it. So I will recommend very strongly that you have to use 100% cotton yarn. Okay. Okay. So ready to get started? So I am going to make my next chicken in a 6 millimeter hook. Let's get started. Now, if anybody watches my videos a lot, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of the magic circle, magic ring. But for this chicken, I'm not recommending that. So I'm going to ask you to make a slip knot. And I want you to chain 4. There's your 4. Now, let me bring it in because I want you to see what I'm trying to do here. You take your hook, you look at your first chain down here. You need to take your hook through the top 2 chains and underneath the bar. I struggle with it too, but it's time and patience that will get it done. Or it's called a restart. Start. Try to make your loops just a little loose, and that'll help you get that, okay? 3 and 4. Now, let's see. All right, then you grab your yarn and then go through. And you go through. I want you to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And I want you to make 11 more double crochets into the center of your circle, because that chain 3 counts as 1. This is 1, 2. I'm gonna scan you guys back out just a little. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Do not slip stitch. Okay. Pulled my circle just a little closed. Now I want you to chain 3. And turn your work. And I want you to put another double crochet in that first chain. So they'll be considered 2 double crochets in the first chain. And then I want you to put 2 double crochets in every chain all the way around. So you will end up with 24 stitches total. So while we're going across, Maggie has been asking for probably a long time for a chicken potholder. And I guess I'm my hardest critic, because every time I made one, just wasn't ever thrilled with it. And she enlightened me that it's probably because it's white. Chickens aren't necessarily quite white. They're like tan and brown spotted. So I think she's actually right on that one. But if I forgot to say who I was, I'm Ronnie. I work alongside Maggie and Lauren on Whip and Chain. Whip stands for Work in Progress. We started a YouTube channel a few months back, and we're just truly enjoying what we're doing. We love crochet. We have a very fun and friendly Facebook page if you want to come find us. It's Whip, W-I-P, and Chain. We're getting a really nice group of people joining us. And the other night, a few of us just had a lot to say, a lot of talking on the page. It really warmed my heart to see some of the patterns that Maggie and I put out being done by other people. Really makes us happy. All right, when you get all the way up, one more in that one chain. Don't forget that chain to put in your last 2 double crochets, okay? I want to say that's probably the hardest part of this project, getting my stitches in that chain. Okay. I want you to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and turn your work. Now, that chain 3 counts as a stitch, so you go to the next stitch and put in 2 double crochets. The next one, just 1 double crochet. And then 2. And then 1. And you keep rotating that all the way around. If you did your counts right, you will end on a 2, because we started with a 1. I constantly check myself. Okay, 2, 1, 2. 1 and 2. And 1, 2. And 1. 2. And 1. And then 2. Oop, I messed up somewhere. No, yes I did. So, see, that's why I constantly check myself. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. Oh, I put a 2 where there was supposed to be a 1. Okay. 1, 2, 1, and then the chain right here, we'll get 2. and 2. I want you to chain 3 and turn your work. So the chain 3 counts as a stitch. So then we're going to go to our next stitch and do a double, and then the next stitch do 2. So then what we'll do is a single again, and a single, and then a double. Let's do it again. A single, a single, and then a double. Single, single, and then a double. Okay, I'll meet you with that, okay? See you in a couple. Okay, you should have seen me struggling with that double and that chain. I won, but it was a battle. Okay, I want you to chain 3 one more time. This is our last roundabout. Okay, so now we'll do, that chain 3 again counts as 1. So we'll go to the next one, do a double crochet, go to the next one, another double crochet, then in the next one 2 double crochets. And also I know it's 4-ply, but I really think Hobby Lobby's yarn, sugar and cream, yeah, Hobby Lobby's yarn is thicker. It honestly feels it. So 2. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 are the same. And that's how I remember. I count to 5 each time. So 4 and 5 is always together. So let's do it again. 1, next chain, 2, next chain, 3, next chain would be 4 and 5. 4 and 5. One more time, and then I will see you at the end. So that would be 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5 are in the same. Now, I'm going to let you finish this row, but do not cut your cotton yarn because we're not quite done yet, even though we're done doing the increases. So please do not cut it yet. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 are together. 4 and 5, and I'll see you at the end. Like I said, please don't cut your string yet. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, here's what your piece should look like so far. Okay, You don't want to close that hole up too tight. Okay. Okay. So now, do not chain anything. So we're going to go down this row doing single crochets, but I want you to stop right before you get to the center. There's no set amount. Just do a nice casual edging, and it's all single crochet. So put your yarn needle where you think it'll be best for you to go down, but do not make too many of them. You just need a nice little edge. Okay, so when you get to the center, I'm not quite there yet. Hold on here. Okay. Now in the center, I want you to put a single crochet. Okay, then I want you to chain 14. Make your chain tight if you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. When you make a tight chain for a hook, it looks nicer if it's tight, I think. And then you go back down in that hook and that center point, and you do another single crochet, and that's your hook, your loop to hook it. Then do the same thing going up, single crochets, but don't single crochet in that top loop yet. Okay, I have to go get my nails done. They're driving me nuts. Too long. 2. Oh, sorry, I'm counting, but you don't need to count. There's no right or wrong number for this. Okay. So when you get up there, go to your very top stitch of your edge row and put in a single crochet. Then a half double, all in the same stitch, and then a double. Okay. In this very next stitch, I want you to put in 8 trebles. A treble is where you wrap your hook twice, okay? So 8 trebles. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now in the very next stitch, I want you to put a double crochet, a half double crochet, and a single in the same stitch. And then I want you to put in 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. And 5. Okay, I want you to chain 1, and I want you to cut your string. All right, now you just made your head to your chicken. Look at that. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Don't worry about your stragglers yet. Because there's a nice handful of them, I'm telling people, my suggestion is just to wait to the end. So now I want you to pick your fancy schmancy color that you're going to do your chicken in. It's feathers. And I'm getting my psychedelic out. So I want you to skip 3 stitches from your end where you did your 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Actually, I want you to go into the 3rd. I apologize. Skip 2 and go into the 3rd. Needle in and chain 1. Okay. And then chain 2 more. And then I want you to put a total of 7 double crochets in, but the chain 3 already counts as 1, so I need you to put in 6 more. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Then I want you to skip 2. 1, 2, and then put a single crochet in. Then I want you to skip 2 more and put in 7 double crochets. And 7. Skip 2, 1, 2, put in a single crochet, skip 2 again, and put in 7 double crochets. And 7. Skip 2, put in a single crochet. You skip 2, and you put in 7 double crochets again. skip 2, single crochet, and you skip 2 and 7 doubles again. And 7. Skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, 7 double crochet, and 7. All right, so skip 2 again and do a single crochet, and you skip 2 and do 7 double crochets, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so if you did it correctly, you will be putting 7 double crochets in the very last regular stitch, not the chain. And so, all right. So then what I would do, just wrap it around and just do a little slip stitch to anchor it. And chain 1. And there is your feathering on your chicken. I hope you're liking it so far. So now we're going to the red. This is where I use my 4mm hook. Okay. So start with a slip knot and put it on your hook. Now, on your chicken, if you look closely, there's a stitch here where you did a single, a half double, and a double crochet in the same stitch. I want you to go into where that single is. Okay. So then I want you to go right back into that same stitch, and I want you to do a single, a half double, and a double, all in that same stitch. Okay. So there's your single, there's your half double, and then there's your double. I want you to skip a stitch and do that again. single, half double, and then a double in the same stitch. Skip a stitch, single, half double, and then a double. Okay, skip a stitch, single, half double, and then a double. And then skip a stitch and do one more. So you will have a total of 5 of them that you did. All right. All right. So I want you to chain 1, cut your yarn, pull, make it tight. Now I want to show you something specifically on the top of that red. Like I said, we can leave the rest of them to the end, but so I want you to go down in the top of that stitch and go through the stitch with your darning needle. And I want you to pull it tight. Well, not tight, but pull it to make it look like a little smoother, and so it doesn't have that point to it. See? I think I need to invest in a little better lighting in here for the videos, since we're on the fallback time and it gets dark so early. But don't let that fool you guys. I love winter. I love snow. All right. So by doing that, do you see how that makes the top a little more rounder? It makes it look more realistic, I think. So now we're gonna do his chest. So start with another slip knot and the same hook that we were using. Now I want you to go down to his neck and see where that one that you ended double, half double, single. I want you to go right into that single one. Chain 1, and I want you to go back into that stitch, that same stitch, and do a single, a half double. Oh, not the same stitch. I apologize. Start again. I'm thinking of everything in the same stitch. Okay. Now put a single, in that stitch where you hooked on. Okay. And in the next stitch, put a half a double. And in the next stitch, put a double. And then put a single, half a double, and then a double. One in each stitch. Okay. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thread. There we go. All right, we're bugging along. Look at all those tails we have to weave in. I can't say that's one of my favorite parts to do because it's really not. All right, red is done. White is done. Let's do the yellow. Get the yellow done. Now for his beak, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 chains there. I want you to go into the second one from the top of its head, okay? Pull through and chain 1. Okay, now I want you to chain 2 more. 1 and 2. Actually, chain 1 more. Chain 3 more. So you go into that second chain and do a single crochet. I want you to go into the next one and do another single crochet, and then once you go into the next available chain and do a slip stitch, and then chain 1. And then there is his beak. All right. Ready to do that eye time. Funny. I made a funny. Okay. Cut off a small length of black yarn, thread. Make sure it's 100% cotton. Thread your darning needle. Now, when you come through, make sure you come through a stitch. Don't go in one of the gaps, okay? You have to come through one of the stitches. So before you do that, you need to decide where you want his eye. Okay? There. Now, remember your end isn't knotted, so just pull up a decent amount. Okay? Then I want you to take your needle and I want you to wrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times around the needle. Then you pick it back up and you go back in, but do not go in where you came out. Pick a different spot that's just a little bit away and go down in it. Now, when you go through gently. and pull. See, there's my little eye. That's it. That's all you need to do. Now for this on the back, I do make a knot, but when you're making it, let me repeat myself, do not pull it tight. Do not, do not, do not. And I'll worry about that later. But there's your eye. Okay. So there's your chicken. If you choose not to do the wings. Okay. If you choose to do the wings, you pick whatever color you want. Okay. So, I want you to make a slip knot. We are back to the normal hook. And I want you to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I want you to just make a loop. Slip into your first chain and make a loop. All right. I want you to chain 3 and 3, and then chain 1 more for your spacer and go back down in and do another double crochet. Chain 1 and another double crochet. Chain 1, another double crochet into the center. Chain 1, double crochet. Two, 3. Chain 1, double crochet. Chain 1, double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 1 and double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all you have to do now is chain 1 and slip stitch into from the 3rd chain from the top. Okay. Now I want you to take your hook, go into that next big gap, and slip stitch over there. Okay. So now we're on chain 2. Put in 2 double crochets. Then put in a half double. Okay. Then I want you to slip stitch into the next open gap. I want you to chain 2. Put in 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Then put in a half double crochet. Then you slip stitch into the next one. Chain 2. 2 double crochets. And then a half double. And you slip stitch. Chain 2. 2 double crochets. Then a half double crochet. Slip stitch. Chain 2. 2 double crochets. Half double. Slip stitch to the next one. Chain 2. 2 double crochets. Then a half a double. Slip stitch to the next. Chain 2. 2 double crochets. Excuse me, I need a drink. Oh my goodness. I drink water from the circle bottles. Love it. I'm doing my second double crochet. Then a half double. Slip stitch to the next one. Chain 2. 2 double crochets. And then a half double. And that's it. Then you slip stitch into the next one just to make it even all the way around. Chain 1 and cut. And there is your feathers. So the trick that I use now, I'm not going to do it all because I have 100 yarn threads to weave in, but what I want to show you is what I did. So I took my cotton yarn and I pulled a nice length off and I cut it. And then this is 4 strands. I split it. And I took 2. If I can get it. Far from perfect. Had to cut some of it, but here's my strand. And I thread my hook with the 2 strands. Again, I'm going to emphasize that you have to, even for doing this sewing part, you have to use 100% cotton yarn, okay? So I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to take it up kind of in the center, actually a little further down. And see these pieces on the ends? I'm just going to pick a spot and I just go underneath like hiding my ends. Then I'm going to go through it. Then I'm going to go back through the bottom in a different hole. And then make sure I line it up to where I want it. And then once I have it lined up, I take it and I knot. Always use the same color that you made your chicken. Okay. I'm going to have to undo this because I have all my ends that tie in. But after I have it placed, see how it's already hooked? Make sure I have it right where you want it. Okay. Some people might want it further back here. You ever think of that? That might look cute on it. But you put it wherever you want it. And then you go around. Go to the next one. Put my needle where I think it should be. And then I go through. If I find I'm too far up, go back down. And then I take in. Make sure you're only grabbing the backs. Then I go out a different exit and see. You can already see how it's holding on. And I'm suggesting this to do it in the back because it'll be flat, it'll be taut really tight to the chicken. That way, as you use it for your pot holder, it won't get in your way, okay? But then you take that all the way around. And then all you have to do is hide your ends. And you guys made your chicken. You made your chicken. Not that hard. And I really enjoyed doing this video for you guys. And see, same size hook. I like this color better. And then this is in the 5mm hook. But this is how you do the pot holder chickens. My name is Ronnie. I'm with Whip and Chain. I work alongside Maggie and Lauren. And I haven't mentioned Betty in quite a while. So I'm going to mention Miss Betty too. That's Maggie's dog. We absolutely love her. We love Maggie's entire family. They're great, great people. But thank you. I can't wait to talk to you on the next tutorial. And please come follow us on Facebook. We're under Whip, W-I-P, and Chain. And if you enjoyed this video, can you please hit that like button at the bottom and hit that subscribe button? We'd really appreciate it. Bye for now.